Hello and welcome to my 5 tips to win more games in Overwatch. These tips mainly apply for solo queue competitive mode for Overwatch, but these tips should still help you even if you're not a solo queue player. So first off, why should you consider using my tips? I don't claim to be a pro player that knows it all, but I have experienced almost every rank in competitive mode. After placement matches, I was placed at rank 44. So far, I've managed to climb into the 70 ranks, which happens to be the top 1% of ranked players. I've experienced it all, and I know what it's like to be in those lower ranks, and I'm here to help you get to the rank you want to be at. Tip number 1, your hero lineup. I recommend that you be comfortable with at least 3 to 5 different heroes. You can probably get away with playing 1 healing support, 1 tank, and 1 damage dealer. But I recommend you being comfortable with at least 2 tanks, 2 damage dealers, and at least 1 healing support. Tip number 2, which hero to select. When the game starts, select the hero you want to play as fast as possible, then watch which heroes your team picks. You want to make sure there's at least 1 tank and 1 healing support on your team. If the support on your team is Ana, Symmetra, or Zenyatta, then you'll probably need another healer. Tip number 3, holding choke points. When defending, it's usually better for your team to hold choke points. Do not overextend past the choke point, it's not worth the risk, and you could give the enemy team the first point. When defending the second point, it completely depends on the map whether or not you should defend a choke point or just defend the objective. Tip number 4, when should you swap heroes? First off, you need to learn which heroes counter yours. If an enemy just swapped heroes to counter you and they are doing it properly, you should probably just swap heroes. Except there is one exception. If your ultimate charge is at 70% or higher, you should stay on your hero until you use your ultimate. Also, when you're swapping heroes, try to remember that your team needs at least 1 tank and 1 healing support. Tip number 5, don't trickle in. This is by far the biggest mistake I see. I've seen this a lot at rank 40 and I still see it a lot at rank 70. This is probably the worst thing you could do for your team. Everybody seems to think that they're the hero of the story. They try to go in by themselves to get a pick on an enemy before the next team fight, but they end up dying, and the next team fight, your team is fighting a 5v6. Make sure you're not one of the people doing this, because this is by far the biggest mistake you can make. This will cost you so much time in the game and end up making you lose the game. So I'll give you guys one more bonus tip. This may not work for everybody, but this is how I flew from rank 40 to rank 60 with a 65% win rate. Under rank 60, people don't tend to swap heroes very much, and they don't really protect their backline heroes very much at all. I noticed this, and I started playing Winston to counter people as much as possible, and this also works with D.Va. 2/3 of the high damage carry heroes are countered by Winston and D.Va. So what you want to do is wait for your team to be in position to fight. Then you want to jump on one of these heroes you counter. The enemy team will have 2 options. Turn around and try to kill you, in which case they first have to kill the Winston bubble, or shoot into D.Va's defense matrix. This gives your team the opportunity to kill them while they focus you. Or their second option is to just ignore you, in which case you'll kill the person you jump onto and make the team fight a 6v5 for your team. Thanks for watching, and I hope the video was helpful. If you have your own tip for someone trying to rank up, leave a comment below.